अस्सलामुअलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। क्या हाल है प्यारे बच्चों? टुडे आई हैव केम विद एन अदर prophet story for you. The story name is the Ark of Nuh. Long, long ago, there lived a pious old man whose name was Nuh alayhi salam. He was a prophet of Allah. In those days, people did not follow the true path. They did not worship Allah. So Allah sent Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam to these people to give them the message of truth. But they all refused to accept his call. He tried his best for a very, very long time, but no one, except for a few poor people, paid any heed to him. The rich people turned against Nuh alayhi salam and tried to harm him. So he prayed for Allah's help. Who prayed Allah's help? Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. And Allah heard his prayers and asked him to build an ark. He told him that a great flood would come, which would be punishment for bad people. So Nuh alayhi salam started building a huge ark with the help of a handful believers. People laughed at them. When the vessel was ready to sail, after lots and lots of hard and tiring work, Nuh alayhi salam asked all the believers to go on board in the name of Allah. Allah told Nuh alayhi salam to bring along a male and a female of every kind of living creature as well. Nuh alayhi salam had to keep enough food to feed them all for a long time. This was a big job, but Nuh alayhi salam and his followers carried it out with all sincerity. One by one, all the animals entered the ark. Some had wings, some had legs, some crawled, and some hopped. All came right into the ark in pairs. The ark became a huge barn for the animals and a safe houseboat for the believers. The animals came running: giraffe and rhinos, elephants and camels, monkeys and wolves, cats and kangaroos, bears and horses, cows and sheep, lion and tigers, and all went into the ark in pairs. There were chickens and ducks, flamingos and hawks, peacocks and ostriches and hens, to name but a few. Birds both tiny and big that flew high above the earth came along too. All were gathered in pairs and led on the board. Tortoises, snails, and turtles came crawling along the ground. Then came frogs and grasshoppers who hopped right into the ark. Rabbits too ran races. Let's see who gets on board first. And finally came the crocodiles with their big jaws. No sooner had all the creatures come on board and the supplies had been stored away than black clouds began to cover the sky. First there was a drizzle, then the rains came. More and more rain fell each day. Day after day, rain and more rain. The whole world seemed to be dark. It became darker and darker with strong winds blowing from every side and water rising in huge waves as far as the eyes could see. Allah commanded the floodgates of heaven to open and the ground to crack open so that the fountain of water came shooting up. The rivers overflowed and the water fell in torrents. The ark rose and fell on waves as tall as mountains. More and more water came till the valleys were filled. The trees were covered by the waters, the hills disappeared, and the mountains themselves sank out of sight. The world was like an enormous sea. The only thing one could see was water. everywhere. Far down below, all those who had paid no attention to call of the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and remained on land were drowned in the mighty flood. With the rain hammering on the roof and a great wind that roared all around, the ark went on sailing amidst the waves. The thunder rolled and the lightning flashed from the angry skies. Everyone on board was very frightened, but Nuh alayhi salam kept praying to his Lord for his mercy at his great moment of trial. When the flood had reached its peak, Allah commanded the earth to swallow up its water and sky to hold back the rain. The water began to dry up. The rain had stopped. The cloud began to part as the level of water began to go down. The mountain peaks began to rear up out of it. The ark was caused by the peak of Mountain Judi on the land now known as Turkey and rested upon it. The Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and the believers who were with him thanked Allah for saving them from such a devastating flood. Everyone happily came out of the ark. The animals were led to safety. Nuh alayhi salam prayed, Lord, let me landing from the ark be blessed, for you alone can make me land in safety. In the way Allah made the flood and Ark of Nuh alayhi salam a sign and a warning for future generations.